Welcome to the MLB pregame show on the Coliseum Sports Network. I'm Raymond Sims, and today we bring you the West Region Championship game between the number 2 seed Los Angeles Angels and the number 8 seed Houston Astros. We finally made it to the promised land, the regional championship, the next step before the Coliseum Baseball Championship Series, and we're so glad that you're joining us today. The Houston Astros are hosting. They're the number 8 seed, but they made it through most of regional play without a loss, currently 3-0. So in order to get into the CBCS, it's a win and they're in. All they need is one win, and they will be able to move on to the championship series. Meanwhile, the Angels will have to beat the Astros twice in order to move on to the championship series. So it's going to be very interesting. We'll have this game today, and then if the Angels win, we'll have another one tomorrow. And we will move on from there and see how it works. For today, at least, the pitching matchup will be Brett Oberholtzer taking on Hector Santiago. So we'll take a look at the lineups here. First, we'll look at Mike Scioscia's Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Leading off will be the right fielder, Cole Calhoun. Batting second will be the center fielder, Mike Trout. Batting third will be the first baseman, Albert Pujols. Batting fourth will be the left fielder, Josh Hamilton. Batting fifth will be the second baseman, Howie Kendrick. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, Eric Ibar. Batting seventh will be Colin Cowgill, the designated hitter, the first time he'll appear in the tournament. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, David Freese, and batting ninth will be the catcher, Chris Iannetta. And now here's the lineup for Bo Porter's Houston Astros. Leading off will be the left fielder, Robbie Grossman. Batting second will be the second baseman, the all-star, Jose Altuve. Batting third will be the designated hitter, Chris Carter. Batting fourth will be the center fielder, Dexter Fowler, who returns from the disabled list. Batting fifth will be the catcher, Jason Castro. Batting sixth will be the first baseman, John Singleton. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, Matt Dominguez. Batting eighth will be the right fielder, Jake Marisnick, who has to move over from center to right with the return of Fowler. And rounding out the lineup will be the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez. Before we take you down to Houston, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Coliseum Sports Network here on YouTube for all of the best fictional sports action. Also, be sure to check out the official website, simscoliseum.com, as well as the Sims Coliseum social media channels on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. So it's going to be a beautiful afternoon from Houston. So we will take you there to Minute Maid Park. Don't go anywhere. Coliseum Baseball Tournament action for a spot in the championship series coming up next on the Coliseum Sports Network. Hello everybody and welcome to Houston as we are here for the West Region Championship game here in the Coliseum Baseball Tournament. It will be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim taking on the Houston Astros for a spot in the Coliseum Baseball Championship Series.
And now, your 2014 Houston
As the Astros come out on the field, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Raymond Sims, here to call the balls and strikes for what is sure to be a very competitive game. The Angels looking to take down the Astros twice in order to get to the championship series. Here's a look at their lineup for their first road game of the tournament. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols will lead off. They'll be taking on young Brett Oberholtzer, made his debut last year at pitcher, and this season he's 4-8 with a 3.87 ERA. Clear skies here in Houston. Should be a great day for baseball as they'll leave the roof open. First game of a doubleheader. We have another West then East But this one's more unique because both home teams, the Astros and Cubs, are in the Central Time Zone, so they had to figure out how that would work. First pitch from Oberholtzer, a two-seamer inside for ball one, and that's how we'll start in Houston. Despite tradition for the Cubs, they decided to put them as the primetime game later on this evening. They gave the Western region the first swings, first pitches, as we enter the regional championship portion of the fourth round. Calhoun fouls this one off, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Houston got here by taking down Oakland, shutting out San Francisco, shutting out these very Angels, as this one was fouled off as well. The Angels' only loss of the tournament were to these guys. Now they'll be here looking for revenge. Pitch jams Calhoun, and he'll foul it off. Calhoun went 0 for 3 against Seattle in a 6-3 victory. Four-seamer outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But to start off the game, Calhoun did walk and then was caught stealing. Attempting to go for second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one fouled off. So early on here, Brett Oberholtzer has already thrown a lot of pitches, 7 in this particular at-bat. Here's the 2-2 again. Four-seamer in there, runs the count full. He's now at 8 pitches. We saw this happen with Danny Santana and Garrett Richards in the Twins-Angels game. As this one skies into the air, right field still carrying, but Fowler under it at the warning track for out number 1. And there's a welcome back to Major League Baseball for Dexter Fowler. He's able to chase down out number 1. Here's a look at the defensive lineup for Houston. Fowler returning from injury, had an intercostal strain that had him out for about a month. Now he's back at it, hoping he can contribute just in time to take the Astros to the championship series. Here's a rival counterpart at center field, Mike Trout. See if he can put something in play. Trout went 1 for 4 against the Mariners. He had a single and a strikeout. Change up outer half of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oberholtzer, 25 years old, born in Christiana, Delaware. Went to high school in Newcastle. And attended community college down in suburban Orlando. This one fouled off. So Trout, much like Calhoun, doing a good job of working the count here against Oberholtzer. As Brett is now 13 pitches into his outing. He's not even through his second batter. Using the too low, sails over the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one will drop into right field, and Trout is on with a 1-out single. So Trout able to work up the pitch count for young Brett Oberholtzer, and then rewards himself by getting on base. So rough inning so far here. And it's not going to get any easier as Albert Pujols steps up to the plate. Pujols went 2 for 3 against Seattle. A double, a single, and a strikeout. He also walked. Scored 2 runs, came home off of the double, and came home off of the walk. 1 out, 1 on. The Angels looking to take advantage of the young pitcher, get out to an early lead. Trout's going for it on 0-2. By the time the throw leaves Castro's glove, Trout was already halfway to second. That's a stolen base. Look at it here. Trout took off very early in Oberholtzer's windup, so that by the time Castro caught wind, it was already too late. Meanwhile, Pujols strikes out at the plate. So here's Josh Hamilton with 2 out and Trout in scoring position. Two balls, no strikes here. Two balls and 1 strike to Josh Hamilton. Fouls that one back. Hamilton on the year batting .266. 8 home runs, 35 RBIs. Another one fouls back. He's only played 71 games this season. He'll put this one in play, rounded up by Altuve. Can he get it in time? He does for out number 3. Altuve had to use all his range for that one, but he does. And Oberholtzer gets out of the inning with no problem. Astros taking their first swings right after this. Welcome back to Houston. Here's a look at Bo Porter. Look at Bo Porter's lineup presented by MLB 14 The Show. Grossman, Altuve, and Carter all due up in the city. They'll be taking on Hector Santiago, 3-7 on the year with a 3.59 ERA. Does deliver good pitches out of his repertoire. We'll see if he can utilize them here against the Astros today. Here's a look at the defensive lineup behind him. Not much has changed except Chris Iannetta platooned in as the catcher for Hank Conley. So here's the leadoff man, the Houston native, Robbie Grossman. First pitch to him, a slurve in there for ball 1. Four-seamer sails in there for ball 2. As you saw by the record in the ERA, Hector Santiago hasn't been having the best 2 seasons between this year and last year. But in terms of the stuff he can actually provide, very good at getting batters to fly out and ground out. Don't need him to strike out everybody. You just need him to retire the side. So we'll see if Astros hitters can take advantage, much like apparently the rest of baseball has. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Robbie Grossman. Take and deliver. Swing and miss on the sinker. Full count. After going down 3-0, Santiago is able to come back around and strike out Grossman to lead off the inning. So here is Jose Altuve, 6th in the AL in stolen bases in 2013, first in the AL in stolen bases in 2014. This pitch to him is a ball. Sinker in the dirt. Off the glove of Iannetta and rolls away, but nobody on base, nothing to worry about there. 2 balls, no strikes, Altuve.
Play 21, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Santiago getting himself in early trouble in terms of pitch count, and neither Grossman or Altuve really had to swing the bat so far. Sinker outside, wants to count full. Altuve drops this one fair down the first base line, gets that up against the corner. That's definitely going to be out. Extra bases for the speedy Altuve, and he is in with a 1-out double. Look at it on replay, and Altuve just spent the entire at-bat waiting for just the right pitch, and just gets this one. Catching contact, swing a little late, but still able to drop fair. He's already in scoring position with 1 out for Chris Carter. Sinker sails inside, low 90s for ball 1. Chris Carter on the year, 28 home runs, 67 RBIs, but he also comes equipped with 120 strikeouts. He has yet to hit a home run in the tournament. This one's fouled off. Quite honestly, not a lot of offense has been generated by the Astros in terms of, or in comparison to the rest of the teams in the tournament, even teams that have been eliminated. It's really been the defense and the pitching. Astros have allowed the fewest home runs, or the fewest runs in the entire tournament with 5. Carter swings on the changeup, 2 balls, 2 strikes. At the same time, the Astros have only scored 12 runs, and it's actually pretty middling compared to the rest of the tournament teams. Count run full on the sinker. Santiago just racking up the pitches. He has 1 out and 1 hit to his name. We'll see which way this one goes. Kind of fouls it off here. Stay up for another pitch. Back to second, throws home. Carter thought he had a beat on that one, fouls that off as well. Payoff pitch number 3. Outside, and Chris Carter will draw a walk. So while he hasn't hit a home run yet, he has drawn his fair share of walks. Santiago now has a bunch of pitches and 2 runners on for Dexter Fowler, taking his first swings up at the plate in the Coliseum Baseball Tournament. This one will roll into left field. That'll be enough space for Altuve to come home. We'll slide in. Iannetta was unable to collect the throw. So an RBI single in Dexter Fowler's debut at bat gives the Astros a 1-0 lead. Here's the 2013 All-Star Jason Castro. Jason Castro, I always find it enjoyable the fact that he's from Castro Valley, California. He's actually down in terms of production. 276 his All-Star season of last year, 230 in 2014. This one line to third base, and that'll be a double play to close out the inning. 5-4-3 wraps up the inning, but the Astros do come out with one run on the RBI single, 1-0 heading into the top of the second.
Leading off for the Angels, second baseman,
Howie Kendrick steps up to the plate for the first time today. His team down 1-0. Shows bunt too late. Strike one. Kendrick moves up in the order, swapping with Ibar. Let's see how much of a difference that makes. Oh, this one's on the button. The center field's so expansive that Fowler has no problem collecting it for out number one. There may be a park or two in baseball where that possibly could have been off the wall or over the wall, but not in Houston. Here's Eric Ibar. Stepping up to the plate, as I said, swap spots with Kendrick in the batting order. Let's see if he can get something started. The Angels have one hit so far, a single by Mike Trout. Four-seamer in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh, there's a four-seamer. Outer half of the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one fouled off and a souvenir for the crowd. Oh, Ibar gets this one up in the air to right field, but it looks to be chased down by Marisnik. He's got it in the glove for out number 2. Very good contact there by Ibar. You could hear it, I'm sure, at home, but just an easy, lazy fly out. That's 2 outs. So here's Colin Cowgill making his first appearance. He's a designated hitter today, but he usually plays outfield. Done it plenty of times with the Angels in the regular season, just hasn't done it here in the tournament, considering that he's crowded out by Hamilton, Trout, and Calhoun. This one is fair. Castro picks it up and is able to make the 2-3 put out to wrap up the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Brett Oberholtzer. Had a little rocky start in the first, but turns things around in the second. It's 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second. Welcome back to Houston. John Singleton, the rookie, leading off the inning. Cutter too far inside for ball 1. Hector Santiago gave up 2 hits and a walk in the previous inning. He was able to strike strike out the leadoff man, Grossman. He got Castro to ground into a double play. But still, he gave up a run. We'll see if he can do better now as he gets to the 6th, 7, and 8 portion of the lineup. Singleton swings and misses. In that last game for Houston against these Angels, Singleton went 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. He's a strike away from going down. He didn't strike out in the game against the Angels when he took on starting pitcher Garrett Richards. 1-2. At bat's not over just yet. Another pitch too far inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That sinker runs the count full. Santiago has utilized a lot of pitches just to retire batters, and it seems that habit has continued here into the beginning of the bottom of the 2nd inning. Singleton holding strong, 6 pitches in. Santiago's at 30. Kick and delivery. Here comes number 31. That one's fouled off as well. Pretty good crowd here in Houston. Seems like a fair enough amount of Angels fans have traveled well as this one's hit weakly. Should be an easy play at first. And it is 1-3. So it took 8 pitches. But Santiago's able to retire Singleton to lead off in this half inning. And here comes Matt Dominguez. Matt Dominguez has appeared in more games than any other Astro in 2014. He's batting .229 with 14 home runs and 50 RBIs. 99 strikeouts, so he'll hit this one to Ibar. Can he leg out the single? He can, specifically because Ibar overthrows Pujols. And he's in there for what will probably be a 2-base error on Ibar. Or it could very well be a single and reaching on an error because Ibar, even with a good throw, probably would not have been able to retire Dominguez. He got to first pretty quickly. Hit it in a good enough spot that Ibar had to go and chase it. Then he had to do the old Jeter jump throw just to get it over to Pujols. Here's Jake Marisnick as we wait to get the final verdict from the official score. He's just going to call it an E6. So Dominguez reaches second on an error by Ibar. Meanwhile, Marisnick takes a strike. See if Santiago can retire him in a timely manner and not run up the pitch count. That sinker is number 36. The Astros, on the other hand, looking to create a cushion. 1-run leads won't get you very far here in the Coliseum tournament. So insurance is always very good. Sinker outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Astros fans very pleased. Ibar has 7 errors in the regular season. Marisnick fouls that one off. Marisnick, as I point out every time he comes up here for the Astros, he was a part of a trade deadline deal that sent Enrique Kike Hernandez in the other direction. Both prospects in their own rights, but they're just going to have to develop in new systems now. Marisnick actually hasn't done too bad since he's been in Houston. Meanwhile, Hernandez, on the other hand, was sent down to New Orleans about a day or two ago. Full count here to Marisnik, so Santiago running up the pitch count again. Jake able to stay alive as he fouls it back. He has Dominguez as second, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. He will join Dominguez on base as Marisnik will draw a walk. So 2 men on here for Hector Santiago in the bottom of the second with 1 out and without giving up a hit. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. First pitch in there for a strike. Gonzalez has 17 RBIs in the regular season. He does not have one, to my understanding, in the Coliseum tournament. To be quite honest, he hasn't hit very well. He's definitely done his job at shortstop. He's played 2 games at short for the Astros. He missed out on the Giants game as Gregorio Petit started in his place. 0-2 to Gonzalez. He'll swing on it. That one will line to first, and we will have a 3-6 fielder's choice that will retire Marisnik, while Gonzalez is able to reach, so he gets on for the first time today. We'll restart the lineup. Here's Robbie Grossman. Said he was a local kid because he went to high school in Cypress, Texas, an unincorporated area right on the western edge of town. He was born in San Diego, moved at some point between his birth and going to high school. He was drafted by the Pirates in 2008. Got runners on the corners here. And this one traveling, heading towards the Crawford boxes in left, and Hamilton is so not catching that. A 3-run shot. Get the choo-choo going. The Astros are ahead 4-0. There has yet to be a grand slam here in the Coliseum tournament, but a 3-run home run will do just fine for me as a baseball fan. We'll take a look at it here as it lands into the Crawford boxes. Thank goodness for those being there, as it helps out the home team Astros. As the hometown kid, Grossman, gives the Astros some insurance. So Altuve comes up to the plate with 2 outs. Look at Mike Scioscia. Probably has a couple of things on his mind. He's not going to run to the phone just yet. Santiago creating some problems here early on. Gave up 1 run in the first. He's given up 3 here in the second. The Astros looking to assert dominance here in the tournament. They just need 1 win. They'll move on to the championship series. It's the Angels who have their backs against the wall. Altuve fouls this one off. Here's the upside, though. If the Angels are able to pull this one out, it's 4-0, but it's very early. Jared Weaver will get the start in that second game. But Altuve sails this one into left field, but Hamilton's able to glove it for out number 3. So the inning's over, but Grossman puts 3 more on the board, and the Astros are leading 4-0, trying to make their way to the championship series.
Leading off for the Angels, third baseman,
David Freese leading off the top of the third here for Los Angeles. 4-seamer sails high and outside. Freese fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one tight ropes down the third base side and freezes on with a base hit. He got one to lead off in his first at bat against Seattle. Well, to lead off his outing. Freeze went 1 for 3, and he's now 1 for 1 this afternoon. So here is Chris Iannetta to round out the lineup for Los Angeles. Swing and a miss on the four-seamer. Iannetta, 31 years old, native of Providence, Rhode Island. Played collegiate ball at the University of North Carolina. So the former Tar Heel is going to look to advance David Freese. Foul that one off. Signed with the Angels through 2015. He's only played for the Rockies and the Angels at the major league level. This one up in the air. Freese isn't going anywhere on this one. And that one flies out to right for out number 1. So Oberholtzer makes it through the lineup, giving up 2 hits. And nothing more. We'll see if he can do it again. Here's Cole Calhoun for the second time this afternoon. Flew out to center's last time up. This one going into center, and once again Fowler's under it. So Freese will still remain at first base. He will not be able to advance. So just like back in the first, Calhoun made very good contact, and in most parts it's a good thing when you hit a ball dead to center. In a place like Houston, with a player manning center like Dexter Fowler, you're not going to get much out of it. Trout fouls that one off. Ooh, four-seamer. And if Trout didn't check swing, that probably would have hit him on the shoulder. Four-seamer outside. Mike Trout got a single back in the first and stole second. He's been literally half of the offenses. The Angels have only been able to muster up 2 hits. Freese is the other one, and he's waiting at first for somebody to advance him. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Trout. Not one of those batters you're going to get out very easily. Freese isn't going to move on his own, most likely. He's only stolen 1 base all season. He's gotten caught stealing twice, so even against a young pitcher like Oberholtzer, you don't want to risk it, especially with 2 outs and a full count.
That's foul.
Good hit, fouled off. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Down goes Trout. And that's the top of the 3rd inning. Only get 1 hit out of the deal to the Angels, and heading into the bottom of the 3rd, they are down 4-0. Chris Carter walked his last time up, so he doesn't have an official at bat. He's going to see if he can put bat to ball on this one. 28 home runs on the year. Crawford boxes are looking mighty enticing, as Grossman already went yard in that direction back in the 2nd inning. First pitch, swing and a miss on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Santiago gave up 3 runs on 1 hit. Dominguez got on, reached on an error. Riznik walked. Gonzalez reached on a fielder's choice due to that error. Or due to legging out a double play. My apologies there, but it's been trouble so far for Santiago. As he enters the bottom of the third, he's currently at 54 pitches. Again, Mike Social, Angels manager, not going to the bullpen phone just yet, but as Carter knocks this one into right field, he's going to have to probably make a call very soon. Calhoun is able to get under this one, though, and that is out number 1 on the fly out to right. Fowler made his debut in his previous at-bat in the Coliseum Baseball Tournament with an RBI single. Take a sinker here. Fowler in 2014, he's now only played 79 games due to injuries, .272 batting average. Swings and misses on a sinker outside. Looked like the alligator arm that swing. So it was outside of his range anyways. Comes over from Colorado in a trade for Brandon Barnes and Jordan Lyons. He's now retired at first for out number 2. The 2 batters into the third, seems Santiago's finally gotten the hang of things. We'll see if he can retire the side 3 up, 3 down as Jason Castro steps up to the plate. Castro grounded into a double play his last time up. Nobody on base to do that. Santiago may still be able to get Castro to ground out. Here's the 0-1. This one will loft into the glove of Pujols. He's able to get the out in foul territory on the pop-up. So, yep, 3 up, 3 down. Santiago turns things around to the bottom of the third. Can the Angels now start chipping away at the deficit? 4-0. We now enter the second third of the game, and Pujols, who just made the last put out of the previous half inning, is up to lead off this inning. He struck out looking back in the first. Knuckle curve drops outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Check swing, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pujols in year 3 of a 10-year deal. He signed with the Angels through 2021. There was a lot of controversy as to whether that was the right move for the Angels to sign a player, despite how dominant he is at the time, for so long. Take a knuckle curve and he'll strike out looking again, so we'll talk about that contract a little later. That's the second time you see on show motion that Pujols will come up empty-handed. He just has not been able to guess Oberholtzer's repertoire, and he's paid for it twice. Here goes Josh Hamilton. He grounded out his last time up. Bo Porter's going to call for a shift. Everybody shifted for the pull hitter, Hamilton. They're going to look for him to go right. Naturally, he's going to look to go left. With the four-seamer inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Four-seamer, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the knuckle curve gets another angel batter looking. Second straight K for Oberholtzer. That's 2 outs. So the shift was implemented but not needed. As Hamilton strikes out looking. And here's Howie Kendrick. Flew out his last time up. Swing at the first pitch. Here's the 0-1. This one popped up in the air. Easy one for Fowler? Yes, it is. 3 up, 3 down now for Oberholtzer. It's still 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th. John Singleton leading off an inning for the 2nd time today. He led off the 2nd. That was his first at-bat. He grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch Singleton sees. He will roll it foul down the third base side. As you saw on the score bug, Socha finally making a call out to the bullpen. Get those arms warm. Santiago has already run up his pitch count. He's at 62 now. No balls and 2 strikes to John Singleton. Kicking delivery, and down goes Singleton on the sinker. After giving up 4 runs on 3 hits in the first 2 innings, Santiago has now retired 5 consecutive batters. Here's Matt Dominguez. He's kind of the guy to get the whole thing going as he reached second on an error by the shortstop. First pitch he sees will line down the third base side. He is not fast enough to lay out a single. He goes down 5-3 for out number 2. 6 consecutive batters retired for Hector Santiago, who tries to keep his outing going. Here's Jake Marisnik looking for his first official at bat. He walked his last time up, then went down, was forced out at second, 3-6. Gonzalez was fast enough to keep that from being a double play on the back end. If Marisnik reaches, that is who is due up next, Marwin Gonzalez. Sinker below the knees, 2 balls and no strike. Oh, that sinker, that one looked good, but Marisnik will take it, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1, a changeup way too low. Santiago cannot get out of the 4th inning unscathed as he gives up a second walk to Jake Marisnik. So the retirement streak ends at 6. Santiago can still make right here by closing out the inning against Marwin Gonzalez. First pitch, a sinker, outer half of the plate for strike one. Hector Santiago from Newark, New Jersey, went to high school in nearby Bloomfield. This one will drop into center field, so the inning will stay alive off this 2-out single by Marwin Gonzalez. Marisnik advances to second. Gonzalez is on for the second time today. This is his first hit. Take a look at the line, and it's not good. 71 pitches in, 3 2/3 innings. Giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. Now here is Robbie Grossman, who hit a 3-run shot his last time up. This one in the dirt. Netta's got it, so nobody's moving. Grossman, his last time up. At these same 2 fellows on base. Was able to bring them and himself home. Hector Santiago, drafted by the White Sox in 2006. Made his debut in 2011. Spent his first 3 major league seasons with the White Sox, compiling an 8-10 record. It's his first year with the Angels. He was part of a 3-team trade that involved the White Sox, Angels, and Diamondbacks. A lot of names went around. Guys like Adam Eaton ended up with the White Sox, and Mark Trumbo ended up in Arizona. And Hector Santiago with the Angels. Not the best season record-wise. Not the best game so far here in Houston. There it is. Sinker in there. Will strike out Grossman looking. That's actually his second strikeout of the day. That'll leave 2 Astros stranded. So no additional damage done. Just a lot of pitches thrown. 4-0 heading into the top of the 5th.
Leading off for the Angels, shortstop,
Eric Ibar back up at the plate. Flew out to right his last time up. Brett Oberholtzer going to see if he can have another 3-up, 3-down inning. Ibar lays down the bunt. Dominguez is going to go and get it. He's not going to get there in time. So a bunt single for Eric Ibar. Here's Colin Cowgill for the second time in this game. He grounded out his last time up. Sinner at the knees, just in the zone for strike 1. Pitch out, intended to keep Ibar at first, and it does work on that, at least that time around. One ball, 1 strike to Colin Cowgill. Lexington, Kentucky native. Stayed home for college. Went to school at Kentucky. Outside a 2-seamer. Was picked up by the Diamondbacks in 2008. Debuted in 2011. Cowgill has been a Diamondback, an Athletic, a Met. Came to the Angels midway through the 2013 season in a trade. This one hit high in the air, traveling to right field. And at the warning track is Marisnik. He'll get it for out number 1. Look at it again here. Hit just off the end of the bat. Ball travels and it gives Marisnik enough time to wander under it and get the putout. So here's David Freese. Got on with a single. Ooh, this one has some distance, but Marisnik's under this one as well. That'll be out number 2. So Ibar is in a situation that David Freese, who just flew out, is familiar with, because in the 3rd he got on with a single, and the 3 guys after him were not able to advance him. Ibar got on first to lead off the inning. Cowgill and Freese not able to do it. So here's Chris Iannetta. Can he get the offense going for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? There goes Ibar trying to steal second, slides in, and he's not going to get it. So Ibar did what he could to advance the Angels offense, but alas, nothing. We're halfway home, and the Astros lead 4-0. We just saw Eric Ibar get caught stealing. So here is Jose Altuve, who, while leading the American lead in steals with 46, has only been caught stealing 6 times all year. Take a ball from Santiago, who enters his 5th inning of work. After running up a high pitch count in the first 2 innings, he's calmed down a little bit. He's at 78. So he could be on track for good old-fashioned 6 or 7 unless things go more haywire as the game goes on. Altuve hit a double back in the first inning. He's 1 for 2 so far on the day. Gets a 2-1 to him. He'll reach for that one. It'll roll foul. Ooh, this one taking off into left field. Should be playable for Hamilton, and it is. But he drops it. So Altuve gets on with a 2-base hit. We're going to see if that'll be an E7. Because Hamilton had a good beat on that one, and that should have been out number 1. Fails to corral it. And it looks like that'll do it here for Mike Scioscia. Or Mike Scioscia is going to say that'll do it for Hector Santiago. Santiago finished the day. He'll be responsible for Altuve there on second. Corey Rasmus will come up in middle relief, hoping to just maintain stability and hope that the Angels can generate some runs on the offensive end. And here's Chris Carter. 0 for 1 so far, flew out to right. Drew a walk back in the first. Now he's going to see if he can take advantage of the new pitcher. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Curveball. Too low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Astros, as you can see, wearing their orange uniforms. They were going to wear them in the San Francisco game, but the Giants wanted to wear their orange alternate uniforms. Pickoff attempt at second. Altuve is safe. Giants want to wear their orange alternate uniforms, so the Astros had to go ahead and wear their spring training blue. This one hit right to Freeze. So the out easily made at first. That'll keep Altuve on second. Still in scoring position, though, for Dexter Fowler, who already batted in a run off a single back in the first. Fowler hits this one, rounded up by Ibar. No error there. That'll be out number 2, but it will advance Altuve to third, so he's 90 feet away. When you have a guy as fast as Jose Altuve, literally any hit, as long as it lands, is going to bring home Jose Altuve. But Castro's in a very sticky position. Altuve at third with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Slider pushes him out of the way for ball 1. Change up low, ball 2. Corey Rasmus, born in Columbus, Georgia, related to Colby Rasmus, who's the center fielder for the Toronto Blue Jays. Castro puts this one in play, but it'll be easily rounded up by Kendrick. And that's the inning. So Altuve stranded at third as Rasmus comes in relief and rounds up the Astros. Still 4-0 heading into the top of the 6th. Chris Iannetta stepped up to the plate at the end of the 5th inning, but Eric Ibar was caught stealing. That'll give Iannetta a fresh set of pitches, as he'll now lead off the 6th inning. He'll take the knuckle curve as it drops in. Four-seamer sails high, 2 balls, no strikes. Oberholtzer entering his 6th inning of work. He's pitched 5 innings officially with only 3 hits, and he's pitching a shutout. This one popped up in the air, should be playable for Marisnik, chasing it down, and that'll belong to the fans. So Iannetta fouls that one off. He'll be given another chance to hit it fair. Flew out to right his last time up, so he's been hitting opposite field all day. Take a 2-seamer over the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Broken bat, drops into the glove of Oberholtzer. He's able to keep this cool with splinters flying towards him, and he'll get out number 1. So the lineup will reset for the 2nd time today. Here's Cole Calhoun, who's flown out to center twice. He's made great contact against Oberholtzer, but because this is such a wide park, especially in center field, it's almost like that good contact has been for naught. He's going to need to either pull it or hit it opposite field if he wants anything fruitful, or he's going to have to roll one into center field if he wants to generate some offense for the Angels. They only have 3 hits so far. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. You compare that with 4 runs and 4 hits and no errors for the Houston Astros. Four-seamer outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. The Astros have scored 4 runs in all 3 of their games. It's just been a matter of how many runs they've allowed. They allowed 3 against Oakland. They shut out San Francisco. They allowed 2 to these very Angels. Oberholtzer and the Astros currently shutting out LA. We'll see if LAA is able to generate any offense here in the late going. Calhoun's able to get on with a walk. That's the first walk given up by Oberholtzer compared to 4 strikeouts. Brett may be getting a little on the tire side here, but we'll find out. And we'll find out against the mighty Mike Trout. Trout 1 for 2 on the day, hit a single, struck out, and has a stolen base. We'll take a 4-seamer inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Change up way too low. That one at the ankles. 2 balls, no strikes. I don't even think Vladimir Guerrero would have swung at a pitch like that. Too old to Trout. Gets a piece of it, but it will be fouled. One out with Calhoun on first. Mike Trout looking to put the Angels on the board. This one up in the air. Marisnick has to move back ever so slightly, and he's able to get out number 2. A lot of four-seamers coming at the Angels, and more specifically, an absurd amount of fastballs. 59 of them to be exact, out of the 78 pitches that Oberholtzer has thrown, and yet it's been perfectly effective. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. No balls and 1 strike here to Albert Pujols. Oberholtzer has 66 strikeouts on the year, the lowest of any of the starters. So he's definitely not somebody that's going to rack up a lot of Ks. He has been able to get the job done as this pitch jams Pujols. It'll be an easy 1-3 putout to end the inning. 1 man on base, not off of a hit. The Angels still not able to generate offense, down 4-0. Bottom of the 6th from H-Town, John Singleton will lead off. He's 0 for 2 today, grounding out to the pitcher and striking out. He'll be taking on Corey Rasmus for the first time today. Santiago was taken out, 1 batter into the 5th inning. And then Rasmus came in and he has retired the side, 3 up, 3 down. So Rasmus is going to look for his 4th consecutive retired batter to start off his outing. He's trying to maintain the peace here, keep the Astros from scoring any more runs. Rasmus has appeared in 21 games as a 2.61 ERA. He's finished 7 games. Though there's no guarantee he'll finish this one as he started in the 5th inning. Just have to see how far he goes. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to John Singleton to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. That one will jam him, drops strike. And having to finish it off at first. Iannetta able to do just that. So the first strikeout for Corey Rasmus is bobbled, but still completed, and that's out number 1. All 4 batters that Corey Rasmus has faced have been taken down. We'll see if he'll keep the party going with Matt Dominguez, who's 0 for 2 today, but got on base his first time around off of a 2-base error by Eric Ibar. Swings at the first pitch he sees, fouls it weakly down the first base side. Matt Dominguez has made a number of spectacular plays in the hot corner for Houston over the past year and a half. But we haven't seen much out of him today, as Oberholtzer has been able to get a lot of the Angel batters to fly out. This one also fouled off. In the meantime, his counterpart David Freese has seen plenty of work, even being a part of a double play back in the first. He's also a part of the first out for Corey Rasmus of the 5th inning. So Dominguez probably a little bit on the jealous side in terms of fielding work so far today. But he faces a 1-2 count here with 1 out. Good contact, fouled off. Swung a little too early there. Still trying to figure out Rasmus. With relief pitchers, you have a lot less time to figure out their pitches because they're in for such a short amount of time. For instance here, reaching at a slider, and that's the second straight strikeout for Corey Rasmus, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Jake Marisnick, still at his third at bat third plate appearance does not have an official at bat. He's walked twice, both of those times against Santiago. We'll see if Rasmus is having it here in the bottom of the 6th. I'm sure Rasmus is looking to retire another 3 straight batters. He's already taken down the first 5 that he's faced. Got the first 3 to ground out. Carter grounded out to third. Fowler grounded to short. Castro grounded to second. He's gotten the last 2, Singleton and Dominguez, to strike out. Singleton's strikeout had to be completed at first, but all the same, Rasmus has been pretty good today. One-two, Marisnick stays alive by fouling it off. Change up inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the event the Angels happen to come back, Brad Peacock will get the start in the 2nd game of this regional championship. But Marisnick will break up Corey Rasmus's retirement streak with a 2-out single. And a pretty soft one at that. Just looking to make contact, Marisnick. Not trying to hit one out of the park. Just trying to get on base to keep the inning alive. He does just that, and he is on for the first time today. So 1 for 1. But he's gotten on base all 3 times he's been up. Good day here for the number 8 hitter, Marisnick. We'll see if Gonzalez can follow suit here. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. A single in the 4th. Or Gonzalez get on base for the 3rd consecutive time today as well. Eight, 9, and 1 hitters have done very big things today. Except the number 8 hitter just a bit too far off of first, and he is picked off to end the inning. So never mind any of that goodwill. As after 6, it's still 4-0. Welcome back to Houston. Here's a look at the game summary for those that are just tuning in. We're heading into the final third of the game, and the Angels are running out of outs if they want to stay alive in the tournament. Josh Hamilton stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with the bat in his hand, and he has an error out in left field. Let's see if he can turn his team's fortunes around. Starting off at the top of the 7th inning. This one carrying into left field and still going, played off of the wall, and that's extra bases for Josh Hamilton. So Hamilton able to do some good there as he's on with the leadoff double. Take a look at it again on replay here. Had to play that off the wall. And smartly done by Robbie Grossman. But like we saw with Hunter Pence in right field at AT&T Park, of course the hometown guy is going to understand how the ball caroms off of the walls in his respective zone. Here's Howie Kendrick. 0 for 2. Two very well hit balls, but out to the vast expanse that is center field. See if he can turn something. Perhaps pull something towards the Crawford boxes. Worked for Robbie Grossman. If he can hit one opposite field. Kendrick already in the hole, 0-2. Oberholtzer looking for his first out. Won't get it on that pitch. Knuckle curve in there for a ball. Oberholtzer has yet to pick up a complete game in 2014. Kendrick fouls this one off. He has 2 complete games in 2013. Another knuckle curve. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two by Kendrick, carrying into right field. Marisnik chasing it down. He's got it, but it's far enough for Hamilton to tag second, and he'll advance to third with 1 out and a runner 90 feet away from home. The Angels looking to get on the board at least here in the late innings. Here's Eric Ibar. He singled his last time up. Ibar puts this one in place, sailing out to right field. And now here comes the relay home against Hamilton. And Hamilton's in there safe on the sacrifice fly by Eric Ibar. And it's now 4-1 as the Angels will at least not be shut out. So Colin Cowgill comes up at the plate. It's been a very quiet day in his first appearance in the tournament. He's 0 for 2. Lays down the bunt late, picked up by Oberholtzer, and that's out number 3. So it's time to stretch here in Houston. The Angels get 1 across, so it's 4-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Angels.
Corey Rasmus was dominant in the 2 innings of work that he was needed. But Fernando Salas is going to see if he can take it from here and also hold down the fort like the pitcher before him. And the first batter he'll face is Marwin Gonzalez, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Gonzalez came up to the plate at the end of the 6th inning, but Marisnik, a little too far off at first, was picked off by Corey Rasmus. Swing and a miss. Four-seamer at the numbers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fernando Salas was credited with the win in the Mariners game. He was the pitcher who was previously on the mound before the Angels took back the lead from the Mariners with a 3-run inning. It was a 3-run 6th inning. They were down for most of the game 3-1. They were able to make that comeback. And now here they are. Slider inside, runs the count full. The 3-2 got Gonzalez looking, and he'll strike out. Backwards K for out number 1. Take a look at it on swing track here. That one was up and outside. So now here's Robbie Grossman. Get a home run to left. Back in the 2nd inning. Astros were already ahead 1-0. They were just fishing for some insurance runs, and boy, did Grossman ever give it to his team. They've been ahead 4-0 ever since, as this one will roll into center field. So base hit with 1 out. Let's take a look at it again here on replay. Grossman just hitting it well, right back up the line center field. Grossman's on, no problem. So 2 for 4 on the day with 2 strikeouts and 5 total bases. Here's Jose Altuve. 1 for 3 today. Hit a double to lead off his outing. And then in the 5th inning, he got on because Josh Hamilton dropped a fly out. Misplayed it. Now here goes Grossman on what is a hit and run. And Grossman's going to go for third, slides in, he's safe. And Altuve's on with a single, just like Grossman. So Grossman went for it on the hit and run, was able to turn the corner, even though the ball was on his side of the field, was able to slide just in time. So runners on the corners here for Chris Carter. Chris is 0 for 2 today. He walked in the 1st. But I know he wants to show off that power, and he wants to cement this championship series berth for the Astros. Seamer high and inside for ball 1. Seamer in the dirt, 2 balls, no strikes. One out, 2 men on. 1 on first, 1 on third. 4-1 Astros in the bottom of the 7th. 1 win and they are into the championship series as that slider breaks over the heart of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Astros, like I said, 1 win and they're in. The Angels would have to win here, come back in this game, and then win in the next game in order to make it to the championship series. Huge swing and a miss on the 4-seamer by Carter. Carter went 0 for 4 against the Angels. That was one against Garrett Richards with 2 strikeouts. Carter has not been able to show off that power throughout this entire tournament. Now would be a good time. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Chris Carter. Trying to have a duel here against Fernando Salas. And the duel is what he's gotten, as he'll take a pitch inside for ball 3. And that pitch too high. That's the second walk drawn by Chris Carter. And it will load the bases. Grossman at third. Altuve will be pushed to second, and Carter's on first. So the day is done for Fernando Salas. He strikes out the first batter and then allows 3 of them to get on base. Jason Grilli will have to clean up the mess. First man he'll do it against is Dexter Fowler. Dexter Fowler has an RBI single back in the first, but then on 2 subsequent at-bats has not been able to do much. I'm just going to point it out, we still have yet to see a grand slam in the Coliseum Baseball Tournament. When bases loaded situations come, I do happen to get a little bit excited. Oh, 1, this one will be lined right to Ibar. And there's a double play to end the inning. So no grand slam yet again, and as a matter of fact, it gets the Angels out of a 3-base jam. So it's still 4-1 heading into the top of the 8th.
Leading off for the Angels, third baseman, David Freese.
Brett Oberholtzer still going to be out here for the 8th. David Freese will start things off. First pitch, a knuckle curve, in there for strike 1. Brett Oberholtzer, his pitch count just now climbing into the 90s. He's at 93 after the first pitch of the inning. This one fouled off. Astros leave 2 runners stranded. A bases loaded situation, but one of them being retired on the double play. This one hit to Altuve, able to make the play no problem to lead off the inning. So pitcher comparison here, night and day. Brett Oberholtzer still going through 7 1/3. Hector Santiago could only survive 4 innings. Probably one of the rougher pitching performances we've seen in this entire tournament. This one hit weakly by Iannetta, rounded up by Oberholtzer. Play made at first. So here's a look at the line score now with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. And the Astros have just been hanging on to that 4-0 lead for a while. The Angels were able to chip away at it back in the top of the 7th. Able to bring home a run off a sacrifice fly, but not much since then. Not much throughout the game, period. But here is Cole Calhoun. He was able to draw a walk his last time up. First pitch, a 2-seamer for strike 1. Angels 4 outs away from being eliminated. But we'll see if they can get the 2-out rally going. We've seen comebacks here in the tournament. The biggest example, of course, being the very first game. Pretty much set the tone for the rest of this tournament. The Cubs were able to score 4 in the top of the ninth. The team they did it against was the Tigers, who they will be facing later on tonight for a spot in the championship series out of the Eastern region. Here's the 1-2 to Calhoun. Ooh, this one floating up in the air, but Fowler looks like he has a beat on it. Puts his glove up in the air, and he'll get out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. 8 innings of work from Brett Oberholtzer. He's still got it, apparently. It's 4-1. Astros leading. Astros got 3 men on base, and then the inning ended with Fowler grounding into a double play. It's opportunities like that have kept the score the way it's been. Let's see if the Astros can do better here, as they're probably searching for at least another insurance run or two. Castro takes a strike on the first pitch of the inning. Jason Grilli up at the mound. Gives Castro to pop up. Freeze looks to be under it, and he's got it. Pop up to lead off the inning. Castro just getting under the swing. They'll pay for it with an out. Here's John Singleton. Rough day for him, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Struck out swinging in the 4th and a drop strike in the 6th. Cutter in there for strike 1. Four-seamer outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another thing about the Cubs-Tigers matchup is that Max Scherzer set to go for Detroit. The Tigers have played 5 games, so they went through their rotation. No choice but to start over. Singleton fouls that one off. Max Scherzer was the starting pitcher when the Tigers lost. Scherzer was stuck with the no decision. Not his doing. It was really the bullpen not able to close things out for the Tigers. So a lot of drama coming into that Eastern region game. Singleton's tied up. He will strike out for out number 2. And of course there was drama coming into this game as well. There's been just drama throughout the entire tournament. It's kind of inherent with tournaments as Matt Dominguez steps up to the plate. The Angels scored the most runs out of any Western region team with 20. So you wonder, against a team like the Astros, who you see how they are in the regular season, and you think, well, the Astros can't possibly keep up this momentum, can they? Especially against a team as dominant as the Angels, who are fighting for both a wild card and for the first place in the AL West. Can they? Apparently they have, at least in this game. We're out away from closing out the 8th. Once again, it seems the Astros have hit their 4-run limit. Not been able to get past that after scoring 4. 1 in the first, 3 in the second. This one popped up in the air. Pujols under it, calling everybody off. And he's got it. 3 up, 3 down for Jason Grilli. He gets the job done. But now the Angels are down to their last 3 outs. Can they make the comeback and get the win? We'll find out after this. Oberholtzer had a heck of a game through 8 innings. Only gave up 1 run and 4 hits in the entire game, 4 strikeouts, and only walked 1 Angel. So here to close things out is Jose Veras. The former Chicago Cub came to Houston mid-season. See if he can get an S next to his name. But as you can see on the scorebook, in case things go sideways, Tony Sipp is ready to go. First batter that Veras faces is Mike Trout. He'll give him a splitter for ball 1. Trout will foul that one off. So if the Astros are able to hang on and win here, my question is going to be, will they be able to score more than 4 runs in the championship round? Sinker swung on and missed. Because rather it's the Tigers or the Cubs, the Astros are going to have their work cut out for them. That much is for sure. The 1-2. And Trout left looking on the called strike. That's out number 1. So up comes Albert Pujols, who hasn't had a much better day either. Trout seems to be closing out his day with a 1-4 type of afternoon, with 2 strikeouts, a single, and a stolen base. Pujols is over 3 right now with 2 strikeouts, both looking, both called strikes, and a ground out. Gonna need to get something in motion here against the closer. The Angels want to stay alive. That one fouled off. Also of note here, if the Astros win this game and the Cubs also win their game, and the Astros and Cubs face off, they're both 8th seeds, so what do you do for home field advantage? Well, you look at run differential, and if that's the same, you look at runs scored. And if that's the same, and it isn't, the Cubs have 20 runs scored, and currently the Astros have 16 runs scored. In the event that that's the same, you go by runs allowed. And if that's the same, then you look at All-Star break record. As Veras, or Singleton rather, able to just stand on the first base line and tag out Pujols. Look at the All-Star, the record leading into All-Star break, which was used to determine the seeding for the tournament in the first place. And that is not the same. Cubs hold the advantage if they have 2 fewer losses. Had 2 fewer losses leading into the break. Angels down to their final out, and it's Josh Hamilton. First pitch he takes from Veras is a ball. Sinker inside. Strike 1. Astros fans feeling it. It's been a great turnout here. We'll hope that if the Astros are able to, if Veras is able to close out Hamilton, that they'll be sure to make return trips here during the championship series. But if Hamilton is able to reach, Howie Kendricks due up next. This one rolls into the glove of Gonzalez is who that was, coming over from short. Still able to make the out. And there you have it. The Houston Astros are the 2014 Coliseum Baseball Tournament Western Regional Champions. So here's a look at the game summary as the Astros head into the Coliseum Baseball Championship Series 4-0. That record's not going to mean a thing. Hector Santiago gets the loss, Brett Oberholtzer with the win, and Jose Veras with the save. A lot of candidates for the top player of the game, but we're going to give it to the starter, Brett Oberholtzer. He comes in as the number 4 starter. Sometimes you don't know what to expect out of those guys, but in this case, we get a dominant pitching performance from the young Brett Oberholtzer. So he'll get the trading card treatment as he's the top player of the game. But that will do it for this presentation of the Coliseum Baseball Tournament on the Coliseum Sports Network. Be sure to check out SimsColiseum.com as well as the Sims Coliseum social media channels on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Coliseum Sports Network on YouTube. So that'll do it from Houston. Astros needed one win, and they got it. They are the Western Regional Champions. Here in the inaugural Coliseum Baseball Tournament, they get the win 4-1 over the LA Angels of Anaheim. I'm Raymond Sims, and I thank you for watching.